Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everyone's doing well, had good pace offs, good breaks, and yeah, I've been having a great time. My family was here in Israel, and recently I went to Poland, and this episode is gonna reflect a lot of ideas from that and lessons that I've learned. So, to me, one of the things in Poland that really just hit me the most was all these things happen just because I gotta wait for these cars to pass by. Hopefully that's the last one. We are on a pretty quiet street. But one of the things that bothered me the most was that all this happened just because the Jews, we were different than them. Because we didn't have the same exact beliefs that they did. And that really just drove me crazy on a whole new level. Because we're different, we're viewed as not even the same race. Not even race, like they didn't view us as human. Like they viewed themselves as a whole new species than we were. Which is just, it's not okay. So I think that the differences should bring us together. And one way I thought about that was like this. I want to go to a restaurant with my friend. I'm down for a burger. So I call my friend. I'm like, hey, let's go to Burger's Bar. And he's like, no, I don't really want a burger right now. I'm like, all right, like, what about something else? He's like, oh, they have a good chicken sandwich that I like. And then we end up going to Burger's Bar and have a good time. Did he want the same thing that I wanted? No, not really. But we found a common ground enough that we were still able to have our differences and unite. And I think that in other areas of life, that we all need to do that. My family, for those of you who know my family, we all look very different. We're all very different people, but we all respect and understand each other. So when we come together, it really feels like a family. And to me, it's just really special because when different people could see each other's ways and still bond, it's very, very special to have. So that was something that also just hit me. I think that everyone deserves just common decency. We were all put in this world, this crazy, beautiful, whatever you want to call it, all of the above world, and we're only here with each other. That's really all we have. So to hate one another and to even kill one another, it's beyond. I think that we're all on the same team, and I think that we need to remember that. So one of the things in Poland that I liked that our group did was after a few days, we all sat in a circle and we talked about some of the things that we've seen, some of concerns we've had, some thoughts we've had. And one kid said something I really liked, and I actually wrote it down. He said, as a society, did we learn our lesson? And that really got me thinking, did we learn our lesson? In a lot of ways, yes. I hope and I believe that something like that, like the Holocaust, won't happen again. But what about on a smaller scale? Why is there still so much hatred in this world? Even in my own life, there's people that are on a bigger scale pretty similar to me, but that I won't talk to or won't like because of a few certain qualities. And it's just not right of me. And I think that learning the lesson of that goes into a deeper way where there shouldn't be hatred. I'm not saying you have to love everyone. You don't have to be best friends with everyone. But treat everyone with respect. And there's no reason not to be friendly to people. I have a challenge for myself and for anyone else who wants to be a part of it. Be friendly to someone you're not friends with. If it was just you and them left in the world, you really see how much you and this person had in common. And it's funny because, with all these other distractions and all these other things, you're like, yeah, this person, me and them, never. But at the end of the day, we're all just people. And, that for me also one thing is like, let's say I'm talking to a friend and they'll know a friend that I'm going to meet in a few months, let's say, and I'll be like, oh, do you think I'm going to like them? They'll be like, oh, no, I figure you guys don't have so much in common. Once I start talking to them, it's like, oh, we both went to similar high schools, we did similar things, and before we know it, we're friends. So I think that we should give more people chances and be friendly to people. That's the challenge for the week. I'm going to try to do that, and hopefully that goes well. Another thing that I was thinking about, all connected to this topic, if you ask any rabbi to sum up the Torah in one line, it's v'ahavta l'recha kamocha. Love your friend like you love yourself. And that shouldn't be underlooked. Love your friend like you love yourself. Recha, I don't even know if that means friends. It could even mean peers. But the point is, treat someone the way you'd want to be treated. A lot of times we don't want to do favors for people. We're lazy. I totally get it. But I think that what I've been trying to do recently has been helping me. And it puts myself in the shoes of what I would be doing if I was in that situation and act based off that. And I think that's part of being intellectually honest with yourself. and just, acting towards the truth and being a good person. So that was a good thought that I had. That covered everything here that I wanted to talk about right now. Yeah, so that covers all the Poland stuff. But it was really a crazy time. I'm really lucky I got to go. It was a very meaningful trip. And I really, really hope that we did learn a lesson. Oh, actually, one more thing. The rabbi that took us on Poland, he kept making this joke, but it was serious. He said, if you're complaining about the cold, about the bus, remember 2 words, the Holocaust. And we laughed about it, but thinking about it, it was true. We're complaining about the littlest, dumbest things all the time. And there were these people who would have been blessed, who would have begged for the things that we're even complaining about. So I'm just going to try to keep that into perspective and going forward, try to be more appreciative about my life. All right, now just a few more things to finish off with some positive vibes. This is a question that came up. I don't even remember how, but I wrote it down because I liked it. It was I think 2 weeks ago. Would you rather detect every lie you hear or get away with every lie you tell? So originally, I wanted to get away with every lie I told. I thought it would benefit me more, and I could get away with everything I want. Theoretically, it could be a crime. It could be in a gambling match. The possibilities were very, very strong. And I brought this up to my friend Daniel, and hopefully he watched this. I'll tell him too. But I'm not going to tell him that I'm mentioning him. So we'll see if he watches it. So Daniel, if you're listening, this was your answer. Daniel had a really good point, and it changed my mind. He said that he'd rather be able to detect every lie you hear, because he said that he would just be a judge and just listen to all these court cases, and he'd know right away who's lying, who's not lying, and he just help bring justice to the world. And I thought that was an amazing answer, and I hadn't thought of a way to getting away with lies is more like sneaky, and I think that I wouldn't know when to stop with that, and I end up being somewhere I don't. But using that type of power for something good, I'm with that. So my answer is to detect every lie you hear, which is dangerous in a lot of ways also, but just like a lot of things, if you focus on the good and use it for good, it'll end up being good. And last but not least, the joke of the day: how do you make holy water? You boil the hell out of it. Bum. Dad, I know you were thinking that when I said that. I found that joke earlier, and I thought it was a great joke. Hopefully you guys like this, and hopefully you guys like this episode. Anyone who has any comments, feel free to reach out. I'm available on social media. Hit my line. Most of you that watch this are pretty personal people in my life, so I hope you all are doing well. Saf in the city. I actually believe that this is episode 10. So this calls for a celebration. Even though I haven't been too consistent, we're out here, 10 episodes. That's a celebration, and I'm giving myself a pat on the back right now. Hopefully you guys heard that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good night.